It is, strangers. It's time for another 2 p.m. PST Twitch stream. I'm your host, Strange Jim, and we are getting into some coding today. You'll have to forgive the music in the background. Hopefully it doesn't go through that well, but we'll see what happens. Let me go ahead and bring up my Twitch stream here. Almost forgot. Let me make sure that the volume's down. Yeah, it is good. Okay. Move this over here, then we'll make this live. There we go. Okay, so last week I saw something that looked kind of interesting. Something that I thought maybe I could kind of use. But it didn't work as well as I wanted it to. Now, don't get me wrong. It would probably work really well on a standard, building level kind of aspect. You get the if you're putting together tiles or whatnot, then you're going to be seeing a fair amount of utility from that, because it's basically along the lines of you make that particular you make that particular application, or you're building the level, and okay, what's going on here? Sorry, having some difficulty trying to get my chat window up and running. Went to full screen and wouldn't adjust. Okay, sorry about that. So I tried to tackle the rule tiles. I'm like, okay, those look fairly interesting. Maybe I can use them. In that maybe I can, because it was specifically talking about how it would modify the tile based off of its placement. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more utility on that, in that I was hoping for when you put a tile down, you can change the image based off of what you want it to be. Like, hey, I want this to, I want it to be this particular image, so I select this image. If I want it to be that image, I select that image. Something that can be kind of modified, multiple in multiple different ways, kind of thing. So that So I can kind of simulate the reduction of
Did not see that coming. That's crazy.
I can do the reduction of resources, and I can do a removal of said resource so that I can actually handle a little bit better pathfinding. Still loading up. But rule tiles didn't work out that way. They work out in the sense that if you're drawing a map on there, and if you have tiles that are next to each other, it looks at those tiles and goes, oh, if you have these particular tiles next to it, then it will conform and change its picture based off of the tiles next to it. It doesn't do anything more than that. Okay, it is completely based off of the 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 generation of the map by the designer themselves. Okay, and that's great. For anyone that wants to anyone that wants to kind of construct like a platformer kind of game, or some other stable map design like an RPG or something like that. Okay, with buildings and hillsides and the like. Okay, then that's actually really handy. And I recommend anyone that is doing those kind of games to look at those rule tiles, because that will help you. It just doesn't work for me. Let's see. There's one word that I keep on forgetting the name of it. That's not exactly the correct spelling there, but yes, randomly generated maps. Thank you. Procedural. That's the word that I was looking for. Procedural generation. I have to really kind of lock that into my brain because I keep on forgetting that word. I knew it was there. I just couldn't remember the. I couldn't remember it. It was like there's a specific word for it, procedural. So I gotta kind of lock that back in my brain again. I'm trying to do procedural generation on my game, and that's taking a little bit of time because the idea of removing tiles hasn't been that easy. At least I haven't really seen anything that really that stands out to me on how to actually go about doing it using Unity. So Um, so we're gonna continue the uh, we're gonna continue this build, and there's like one last um, there's one last task that I need to um, kind of figure out um, before I can move on to building um, the AI units. And if I can't figure it out, then um, I might have to drop Unity altogether, which is going to be it's going to be problematic because that would mean that I would have to figure out how to actually go about building the graphics myself. You know, um, using the pictures, using the tiles, getting the tiles to work properly. You know, that's all kind of handled behind the scenes on Unity, and that's that's um, that's helpful. Um, um, okay, so if anyone doesn't really know, we're looking at um, you know, my tile map here. Okay. Problem is that Kushkal's algorithm doesn't work with us. Um, the idea of removing a particular resource has failed. Um, and I've yet to figure out how to go about um, fixing that. As you can see, I'm getting an error here, and I need to figure out how to go about doing that. I need to figure out how to actually remove the tiles, and that hasn't been easy. So let's go ahead and bring up the board manager. You know, um, rule tiles I can't do, so I have to figure out how to disable a tile. Not exactly. I'll keep waiting. First time seeing that. Still got a little bit of background work going on right at the moment. Um, I'm getting to a spot where my um, external hard drive is getting full, so I've been trying to compress the videos down. Now, some people might go, well, why do you even bother with it? All your videos are uploaded and whatnot. Well, the reason why I'm trying to save them is because, you know, what happens if, you know, later on I might find like maybe an editor or someone along those lines, and um, they might want to have the original videos instead of having to download a copy of them from YouTube. Um, I can't guarantee the same kind of quality. So um, maybe it does hold on to it. I don't really know, but um, I figured saving it for myself is probably the way to go. Um, and the hard drive that I have is, getting pretty full. Um, I increased the amount of data or the quality of the videos, and that has increased the amount of data usage, and it's getting to that point where I'm having to kind of compress all the files down into zip files so I can try to make room for more. Hopefully it doesn't get so bad that um, I have to kind of stop saving videos altogether. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, folks. Um, or I'm gonna have to start deleting my old content, and if an editor wants to, wants the videos, then they're gonna have to go to YouTube and deal with the quality there. you know, um, and if anyone's like, oh, well, why don't you use, um, why don't you use online storage? Well, for one thing, if I did something like Dropbox, I would have to pay, a monthly fee or yearly subscription or something like that um, for a certain amount of um, for a certain amount of space usage. And right now I have a um, 4 terabyte hard drive right at the moment to do storage. And um, I've used up quite a bit of it, these past, well, I mean, I really started working on these videos back in February. So that's 8 months worth of daily content for 4 hours straight. That's a fair amount of gigabytes being used there. So, um, and I don't know if I can actually purchase another one. I'm getting to that point where I have to focus more on myself than anything else. This channel doesn't pay anything, so um, I don't have any kind of um, sponsorships or anything along those lines. Why should someone sponsor me? Um, I don't bring in the views for sponsorship, so um, I don't expect anything along those lines. Um, nor should anyone really. Um, Sponsorships go to those that have the views and can hold on to those views. The entertainers, You know, you want the people that are someone that can bring in, you know, multiple people. So, you know, the products that you want to sell to, you know, the person's viewers, kind of thing, they can kind of, you know, get a little benefit from it. So, um, but I went way off the track here. Sorry about that. Um, Sorry, I had a lot of things on my brain. um, you know, just waiting to hear back from resumes being sent out. So, um, you know, got a lot going up there. You know, all at the same time. So, um, okay, let's get into the problem at hand. So, let's scroll down to the problem area here. Let's see. Okay, here we are. So the the rule tiles, they're not going to work. Um, so I'm going to have to take a step back. Um, it was a nice attempt. I do kind of appreciate the fact that, you know, we did attempt to get that to work, but it wasn't verbose enough to handle what was needed. So I'm back to this. Now, before, I was trying to set active for the particular data so that we can maybe turn it off. I don't know how well that's going to do. I don't know how well that's going to, um, how well that will handle the data. Will it, um, will the tiles still be, uh, will the tiles collision still be in effect? Will it completely disappear? Will it allow for walking? Can I enable and disable different types of images so that when one particular tile has a reduction of additional resources, um, I can turn off one image and enable another, so it kind of shifts. I don't really know. I'm still trying to figure that portion out here. Um, I I thought that I could go ahead and remove the tile. Well, for Kushkal's algorithm, I need to remove the tile. Um, Obviously, I can re-add the tile back in, but you know, depending on if I want to do um, a depletion of resources, I can always try to like um, put in another tile in place of it, but I have to remove that first tile, so I have to figure that part out. Um, can I do like multiple tiles like stacked on top of each other and set active? You know, set them to be a certain, you know, say, hey, I want this particular tile to be active. The rest of these tiles that, you know, I want to show with reduction or resource reduction, you know, can I turn that on and off kind of aspect. So these are tasks that I'm going to need to figure out for this. So, and like always, I'm always willing for, if anyone has any knowledge on that particular process for me to kind of continue working on this procedurally generated map, then let me know. Um, now, let's see. One of my viewers last week, he gave me this image. Now let's go back and take a look at it real quick.
I just have no place to put it.
Now once again, you we have
Let's go this way.
functions here that are using the iTileMap, but I've yet to see anything on how to actually generate the iTileMap. You can't get the iTileMap from the tilemap itself, so where exactly can you get the necessary data from? Where you know you're passing in the tilemap, but how? Hmm. Okay, so this portion here, he's basically doing a lot of um, kind of checks around the the particular tiles to kind of select which ones kind of work and which ones shouldn't. Um, Although it's kind of interesting that he has that and then he switches back over to this, but yeah, whatever. And this one, for example, it's actually kind of skipping, you know, particular portions of the array, so he doesn't really matter. He doesn't really care about what occurs in the first position or the second or the third position kind of aspect. So okay. Um, hmm. I need to figure out how to go about using the, finding out how to actually get the iTileMap. See, all these examples are talking about tile map generator. I'm not looking for just the tile map generator. I'm looking for the iTileMap generator. How do you get the iTileMap? You know, the iTileMap has a fair amount of utility to it. You know, like it, you know, you're getting the tile data and the like. Okay, it's meant to be, um, you know, they designed the tile maps in the sense that the once you're done with the tile map, then you should only be using iTileMap, which is okay. But the problem is that um, if you want to modify the tile map in mid-game, you have to give utility on how to actually go about doing that. So far, I've yet to figure out how to actually get the iTileMap in order to do that. You know, would really like to know. Yes, there's nothing here that really shows how do you get the iTileMap. Seeing a lot of stuff that basically says, oh yeah, you can use the iTileMap like this and like that and like this other thing, and it's like, great. How do you get iTileMap? I'm not seeing anything here. Don't know if that's what I need. I don't think so. It almost looks like a Floyd pointer if I'm remembering it correctly, but I don't know if that's exactly what's going on here or not. And with this particular web page being done back, what, 3 years ago or so? I think I saw something like 2016. I don't even know if this is the correct method of getting an iTileMap either. Well, that doesn't really help. These are all functions that use the iTileMap. Don't know if this is what I need. Like I said, this was done close to 3 years ago now, so this might have been his attempt to kind of build his own kind of tile maps, seeing that Unity has kind of built its own since then. And I can't even guarantee that this is Unity code anyway, so return. Generate extensions, cures cancer. Yeah, about that. Don't think that's gonna work for me there. Let's see, what am I looking for here? Don't really see any kind of mention of iTileMaps here, other than their usage of said tilemap. Let's see, hold on. don't see their usage of said function there. Okay. Gosh. Nope, not there yet. Okay. Let's take a look at this one. Okay. Oh, this is an override of the get tile data. I was wondering, what the heck were they using the tile map for? Well, nothing. Problem is that in order to use the tile data, you need a iTileMap. In order to get that iTileMap, I don't know. I would so like to be doing this, but I need that in order to get that, or I need that in order to get that. So, all right, keep on trucking along. Nope. I'm not seeing anything here. I mean, I get what he's doing here. I totally get it. I understand what he's building here. He's building the prison sprites kind of aspect. He's filling it up with the necessary tiles that he wants to kind of show at how he wants them at any particular moment in time. But again, I'm getting stopped by even that amount right there. You see, in order to get the tile data, where you can throw the information into a tile data information, get the tile from the IMAP, you need the IMAP. How do you generate the IMAP? I have no idea. This doesn't work. I would really love to know how to actually get it. Show me. How do I get the iTileMap? Why is this so difficult?
I don't know why, but specifically alcohol. Dear sirs, your middle-aged beer steer tells a different story than you think it does. To women of a certain age, your heartbreaking and impossible talks of heartbreak
Am I missing something here?
irritate me without citizenship. Insecurity burns up in all corners of us, you know. Either you have a chip on your shoulder because people disrespect you all the time, or you get really braggy, you want people to know that you know, but you have to hide it
What
all
am
the
I missing
time.
here?
How many
This looks like it's giving
idiots do you
me
know who can
the
only tap two fingers and follow me down the street and yell in there in front of me?
information that I need for this.
This. Save my space there.
It's not showing me how to get the iTileMap itself from what I can see,
Guess what? I haven't been looking BlackBerry.
unless I'm
My
missing it.
shadow son does promise to do that thing. There are people that it's their survival, it's the way they deal with life, it's the
iTileMap, we can
easy
change
going life, and it's the
parameters.
way the rest of the world is, you know? You get the idea that these people were once being more honest with themselves based on being ill themselves. I consider myself one of them. I get into the shower and I'm like, nice try, dear, but they're obviously my mom's boobs.
This is, oh gosh, what?
Sometimes insecurity comes from
So
cyberspace.
a lot of these feel
I
like
have a
they're
brother who's
overriding
white and has
the,
white eyebrows. And
um,
my roommate at the time was like,
you
honey,
know, they're
why
overriding
don't you make
functions,
some
and they're
tea
having the
and
parameters take in
eat
the
something
iTileMap,
healthy?
which
So I went to a
um,
landscape lady. I said, honey,
Unity
this is
is
grass.
generating
It's
itself.
coming in and it's plowing into a river. Where's grass?
Unity itself is
Unity doesn't have
generating the
grass.
iTileMap. So I have to figure out some way of pulling the iTileMap from Unity.
Who does that?
I mean, Override
Unity does that.
does some things, but um, I mean, you're overriding the method that was to something that you can use, something that you wanted to kind of maybe change a little bit of the what information it accesses and whatnot. Um,
That like jerk off thing? I believe that's from insecurity. Yep, totally.
but at the
Don't
same
say a thing.
time, I don't know if I can
Talk
use
about beer.
use that in this particular. in this particular regard, I'm not sure.
He didn't give a shit. He didn't make any
I'm already this particular line of code is a problem. It doesn't work.
I think you do give a
Um,
shit, sir.
I'm getting the argument exception kind of aspect.
Everything we're talking about is
Um, Christ, I request a component iTileMap drives from mono behavior
I
component.
don't care. Just feel free to know my personal dirty mouse style.
And I don't know how to go
And it's
about
so
doing
important
that.
to me that you
I
think
haven't dealt
that
with
those
this before, so I don't really
are
know.
requests. I'm going to protect you knowing
I don't know
that
what's
my
needed
math
from Unity,
is
to get the
demonstrated
necessary
and still, and I like fucking
data
hate it.
from mono behavior component.
My hand is locked. And then when I
Uh,
turn it, fuck, I pretend it's a vagina and I'm faggot.
I'm not a brilliant guy. I'm not a brilliant programmer, guys. I have to admit my flaws, but um, I
You
still
say it. You
not exactly
request.
dumb either. Although it sometimes feels like it. Uh, let's
Next
see.
part. Oh my god. I would die. Traumatic
It always feels like I'm just like
traumatic
one
stress
step away
is a
from
physical
the
thing.
outcome that I need,
There's
but I
no
just can't seem to
reason
find where to
to
place that step.
feel discomfort. There's no slow motion. It just
I'm
happens
like
in your
walking
body.
around in the dark sometimes.
She
Um,
used to babysit me when I was little. And she would, okay. I used to think this was a heartbreaking story about me. It's a heartbreaking story about my sister Susie. Because she was so starved for love. She was so needy for love.
let
And
me. Can I
she
copy
would
that?
come home and she would stare at me.
Nope. Okay.
If I didn't eat my orange juice, I'm going to turn into a monster.
Let me go ahead and maybe throw that particular error into Google and see what I come up with.
Hey, how about throwing the important orange juice? But I didn't. I didn't think that far ahead. I was three. I was like, Susie, no, no! Whip open the laundry hook and put on this brown leather ski mask, which, why this still to this family needed a brown leather ski mask, I still do not know. Puts it on, she goes, Wah! I mean,
Just do
I was
that.
going to die. I had a
Um,
feeling of I'm going to die when I was three. And then this is what's so heartbreaking. She goes, I'll only turn back into Susie if you hug me.
oh, wait. What the heck
Then
did.
we would have a
God damn it.
verbal
No, I didn't want that particular.
You would say, I
Uh,
love you. I
help
would
you.
cut out the middleman where I shit my pants.
I misspelled behavior.
But instead, I'm inching towards this
There we go.
monster I'm terrified of to hug it. Oh my god. I'm sorry. That's every relationship I've ever been in. There you go. Right front page, HTS7. She would take the responsibility. She'd take the biggest knife out of the kitchen drawer and be like, it's so funny. Like, I could kill you right now. Isn't that funny? She gets so upset
Hmm.
when I bring this up. But she's so sweet now. She's
Plain equals
made
get
it like
component list.
5 years
Game
since
accurate does not mean
that
anything.
happened.
You may want to get the child transforms
Well,
instead.
she's like this liberal hippie feminist rabbi that lives in Israel now. She's got 5 kids and 4 sons and a
Okay.
daughter next year, which is only from Israel can going to Brandeis be a step down in Jewiness. I don't know if you're familiar with Brandeis. It's not technically a Jewish school, but I think the team mascot is a goat. So helps with it all. Okay, this would be terrible if I had just made it up. I didn't.
Hmm.
What did I say? But the University of North Carolina did a study, and what they found was that 9/11 widows give
What am I missing here? What can I do with this?
Part of me needs to say to you that 9/11 videos get great rundowns of the dark.
So I'm getting the children from, or at least, and the thought line is that I am getting the children
So I built a frame around it that forced you to
from the GGG board. This is supposed to get the
But you know what?
um,
I feel like you should take some of the blame.
using
Honestly,
Unity
if
here.
you decided to believe that the
I'm
universities
trying to get. Oh,
should
come on, open up already.
spend money on a study of what? Trauma-based
Okay,
trauma?
so I look
Seriously,
at the GGG board
you're crazy. You're being crazy right now. Mm,
and the tile map that I want to get from it,
I do. What is
is the
what is
resource
feedback
board
from you? Let me explain.
contained within
Which
GGG board.
obviously handles payments timely and accurately. They still
It's taking a little bit of time here, there, folks. Apologize for that.
still because they make the comment seem so edgy and so dangerous. And the truth is, it's like the safest area to talk about it. Because who's edgy?
Okay, so this is what I'm trying to reach, which is a child of said GGG board. So, so I'm trying to get all the
That's what makes you feel good
components,
about the fact that great victims often don't report.
you know, from GGG board at, from the children components from it, and I'm trying to isolate the iTileMaps, maps, so that shouldn't be a problem,
So
maybe.
sorry. Yeah, right? Let's take back the night back. I hope I don't have to say that where no woman is that crazy.
Maybe it's having a problem with
I
this
actually think that there are some reasonable
particular portion. I mean, this is talking about
here's 19
may want to get the child transforms.
and still
Uh,
the audience claps because they're really happy that I took care of 19. Don't forget it now. Don't stop.
okay, I may need to take a step back
Well,
and
the
try
good
to
news
look
is that
at
you still have
the
the ability to go participate in graphics
um,
and beyond.
the definitions of Unity's
This
um,
breadth of
components, transforms, and well, I mean, I'd already kind of figure out what the
feels like
children and parents are all about. That's common,
all the different
um,
cultures and nations in the
but I
world
might need to kind of take a
combine
step back and
together
try to figure
and
what those
form
are
my
all
graphic
about,
masterpiece.
so that I can try to understand this a little bit more. Um,
It's complicated and it's so
then I
perfect.
might be able to
Right?
figure out what
Like
I'm particularly
like
missing
there's
on that
a
particular
beat
line.
quicker
Then I
than
might be able to figure it
and
out.
you pushed so hard and then like something broke through and his mouth made a shape I've never seen on a doll. I didn't know was possible. It's like a perfect
So let's see. Unity
oh
transform.
and this little tiny freckles
Every object in the scene has a
and this
transform.
little picture.
It's used to store and manipulate the
Like
position,
this.
rotation, scale of the object. Every transform can have a parent, which allows you to apply position, rotation, and scale hierarchically. This
Even this
hierarchy
picture was
as
damaged.
seen in the hierarchy pane.
This picture was
They also
damaged. It
support
wasn't an accident.
enumerators so you
But
can loop through children using.
ended with me going like, he's great now and shits like crazy. Only thing that keeps him from shitting his pants is getting more pants. That's sort of good.
Okay.
You do in the dog. Here's a great game. You're gonna love this. When you're
how does that apply to the tile maps though?
And then you see who looks away first. It's a fun game. Pussy. Pussy is
I mean,
like
the tile maps themselves should have. I mean, I guess tile maps should have their own position, rotation, scale, just so you can kind of see. You know, you don't have to. You can rotate the tile map however you want the player to kind of see it. Maybe you want it orthogonal or not. So I guess a tile map can have a transform to it, but I don't necessarily need to worry too much about those specific details. I'm trying to get the object itself, not the transform of said object.
You can add some elements, a deadness in the eyes, a lisp.
So, I mean, am I missing something here? Because I'm not looking for the position, rotation, scale of the object. I'm trying to get the object itself. So I shouldn't necessarily need to worry about trying to find the transform of said object.
If you're drunk and throw up on a man's penis mid blowjob,
Transform seems to be a little bit below what I really need on this aspect. So this particular um,
hey you guys,
this particular
this is a confession.
information seems like it's
Sometimes I get
I don't know, maybe I'm just maybe I'm not seeing it.
like get an orgasm from giving a blowjob.
I mean, does Unity consider transforms as the object themselves? That seems to be
You don't understand. I'm at a
counter to what they're
show.
saying right
I'm at a
here.
show, and that show is so fun to tell because like
This is referring to
has like
specific data of said object, not the object itself.
and then it just goes like a
You
wheel.
know, this person is
Don't forget
you
he's
know looks like they're trying to actually get
but
the
fun fact, he's almost 50.
plane um, the full-on object of said plane.
I believe in miracles though. I really do. I mean they're obviously science-based, but they're beyond my comprehension. So to me they're miracles. That's what miracles are. And we are miracles. Think about this.
Oh, what am I missing here?
Listeners, all of you out there, think about this. There was a time in history, a blip ago in the scope of history, where we were all microscopic specks.
Anyone that's watching and knows exactly what the answer is, they're probably going, "Oh,
Thousands
you were
of
so
stars
close. Come on." Or maybe they're like going, maybe they're looking at this and going, "Oh man, you're so off base," but
Only by scientists.
you got to learn. So
There was a time where I literally was choking on my dad's
I don't know. I don't know which way is which on this.
That's just their perspective. Great. That's not part of that joke, right?
maybe this is kind of
out of the values that
um,
we as parents instill.
going in the wrong direction.
I don't know if you've ever heard of that term, an Obama person.
Hmm.
I've liked Obama since before he ran for president the first time when he was a senator in Chicago. Not like I'm so smart or totally great. I just being on Letterman and everything. And I remember when he decided to run for president, I was like, I'm going to go work on that campaign. And I
Okay.
did. And because I live in Los Angeles, I could go to this fundraiser out here that was
Hmm.
just star-studded, like a cruise
Don't
ship.
remember.
And you could walk, he was just a senator at the time, so you could walk right up to him and ask him questions.
I was trying to mess with this a little
Yeah.
bit. That's why it was unsaved.
And I didn't know something smart to say or question to ask, and I was like, Senator Obama, you were
Okay,
famously
so
countering racism. And I'll never forget what he said. He said, he said, I'm currently
Hmm.
and I was like, totally. I'm Kanye West too. We all are. I get it. I get it.
Okay, transform is a
But
unique
otherwise, it's
element
very
with Unity,
divided.
so I
It's
can.
crazy.
It's
Not
like
even
one of the
about
unique keywords, so I
writing.
can bring it
It's
up
not even about
at
building systems
will.
anymore. It's just teach. It's just web processing. It's just to teach them. And I think whether you're liberal or you're conservative, it's so important to remember that we all of us love our
But
families,
at the same time,
um, believe what we
how do
think
I
is
know
right,
that this
and are
is
a little more open-minded, a little more
getting all the
accepting
necessary
of
transforms that this particular
conservatives
person
are less
wants for
aggressive, a little
playing?
more waggish. Um, but I pray for
Wouldn't there
them.
be some additional transforms
I
that
do.
they
Because
might
I
not
was just
want?
literally praying for the billions of teeny tiny Republicans that die every single year in voter manholes.
You know, maybe I'm overthinking it kind of aspect, but
I know what some
um,
of you are thinking, and you're right. You're right. Really?
so
That's what
for
you're going to
example,
pick on the Republican Party?
okay,
That's what you're
this
thinking?
is position rotation scale of an object, right?
Instead of left side, so across the group. You're right. You're 100% right.
Unity is going to have multiple different objects to it.
Left side
Okay.
is my language.
Um,
Democrat is a hooker anal
map,
He can then go to a building and
agents,
get that
tiles, so on and so forth. These all have the potential of being objects, and they have position, rotation, scale for each and every single last one of them.
everything that
Well, I'm looking at this,
is so about big
and they're
government
trying to
in your
get
backyard
all of the
rather than
transforms,
legislating like, nope,
or there's no limit to the transforms on this for this to go through each and every single child, and it adds it
it's
into the
like
plane.
building some connections.
That might be kind of counter to what
You know?
the individual
Because
wants. I could be totally wrong on this. Okay, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Um, but this right here
yeah, people will make the simplest connections, and I
is
think
very
it really
broad,
goes to our own lives. But even in deep ways, but even at night,
and
like
that's why I'm kind of concerned about
music
trying
systems
to.
with cables, and I always light a candle to put the flyers out.
That's why I'm trying to
And then
hold off on do
say if there's
a
like
correct, I'll do
let's say
a
there's a
copy
school
paste kind of job on this because
whatever
that to me
school
sounds like
board
the transform.child count, that sounds like it's all of the
I was like,
potential
you know that
transforms. Okay,
elements from
and that
the
might go
sky come from
beyond what this whole
Unity.
plane is all about kind of aspect. You know,
It's like
there
even
might
when
be other transforms, so
go
that's why I'm kind of
shut my fucking asshole when I get
that's
close.
why I'm kind of hesitant on trying to use this kind of code because
Nursing a baby with four other kids, and I just
that
want to like
seems,
pick you people from a shelter.
I'm trying to narrow down my search here by trying to get the
You guys
specific
are human puppies in
tile
shelters,
map,
right?
to be placed in the
But people
tile
don't like
map.
people as much as they like dogs because they don't see what they hate in your tile through
But,
that little dog's eyes. If Africa was just all
apparently it has a
Japanese, I'd be
problem with
like,
this, so I don't, this seems really
Americans like
broad.
it.
Now, if someone is watching this and they understand, hey, no, you can use that. It focuses
Like,
down the
girls like
transforms
they say,
to
I like boys.
um, to this specific area.
That's what
I
makes
wouldn't
girls
know
regulate.
how or why it would do that.
And
Maybe
train
it's some kind of
glue.
background
So funny.
process,
Women dressed in like
um,
society, like
but I
celebrities,
mean, if I
they don't
can,
know how to talk to themselves like that.
if I have to put
That levels the playing field.
um,
Or boys or girls, like toddlers,
something along the lines of, hey,
like,
uh,
I'm your
here,
new mommy.
let me go ahead and kind
So
of
you know
copy
what
this here real quick.
mommies look like?
Let
They're
me
like
do a test
silly.
run on this. So if I do something along the lines of that
I go,
and
I'm just kidding. I'm
um,
just another projector. I'm your real mommy.
something like that, maybe.
That's too funny for me. Hey Hugo, I want a baby.
That doesn't seem
I
like
know,
it would
honey,
work.
I don't want a 10-year-old in 10 years. You know what I mean? I want a baby. I figured out a solution like I think works for me. I'm not preaching it to anybody, but like I think I'm gonna adopt like terminally ill babies every 6 months to 2 years ish. I feel like there is like a blanket of judgment over this area. Why? Are you thinking like what kind of person would look to adopt a dying baby? I mean, thinking amazing. I'm amazing. I have a huge, my heart is too big. Like I can't
I
make it.
don't think that this is going to
I
work.
don't like being made to feel. Like Pixar movies, no fucking way. Wall-E,
It doesn't seem
that
like it would
that
be.
feels like robotic space breaks me.
I don't think this is the correct solution for
Really
this.
bad, I don't want to feel. I don't like it. Like my mother sent me an email that said, "Elephants reunite after 20 years. Delete." I am not even going to read that. That will kill me. I'm afraid it will kill me. Those commercials of like a starving kid in Africa with flies buzzing around in them, I have to remind myself it's just an actor. It's just an actor.
Let's see if it actually kind of
I just want to see
goes
all
through
the
it all, or if
different
it's gonna kind of cause
possibilities.
a
But what's amazing is the
error or not.
visualization with the, they, if you're not familiar with what they
What's
do,
this
they
here?
work with terminally ill children and young adults. And what they will do is they will grant these kids any wish they dream of in
Oh,
their
it's
best
probably
ability.
an update or
So they
something along
tell
those
you,
lines
like,
that
you
it's saying, hey, you can do this.
I definitely maybe shouldn't have 60% of your number one wishes. I just feel like
It sure is
have
taking its time.
they maybe call it like make another wish.
Okay, once again, no change on the resources, so that didn't really work out. And it's still having the same kind of problem. So I didn't really like that change that I made, or it didn't really do anything.
Any decision? Shit. Make this real hot and sexy. Nothing but the best for the Largo 39. If you call yourself a diva,
Let's see.
better be a singer and not somebody cutting in line. If you call yourself a
Alright,
diva,
let's go ahead
better sing a
and see what we can
song
kind of do here. Oh,
and
wait,
not be
let's go on and
caught
shut this down.
cheating in your time. If you call yourself a diva, it better be for real
Hmm.
and not some
Am I
sassy
gonna get a context menu out of this? I should.
if you're selfish and you're thoughtless and you're broken and you're heartless, you're probably not a
Hmm.
diva, you're a cunt. Cunt, 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 cunt. Cunt, cunt, cunt. Cunt, 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 cunt. Cunt, 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 cunt,
Hmm. Okay. Let me go ahead and do get component in children, and just try to get the maybe the first individual child from iTileMaps and see if I can if that works.
Oh, the tourism thing. Mind blowing. That's two words again. God. Okay, I'm gonna have to describe it in two words. Great job, Sarah. Hey.
Nope, no change. Uh, I don't know how to fix this. Sorry if the music downstairs is a little loud, but let's see. Okay, 825. Yeah, see, this is where it's having a. This is the line that it's having a problem with. You know, the 825, which makes sense. That's where the problem is. So so this is a problem. I'm trying anything at this point just to try to figure out, um, if there's some way for me to kind of get past this. Yeah, yeah, no. Uh, there doesn't seem like there's any kind of rhyme or reason to this context art at the moment. I can pretty much put whatever I want in there, and it feels like it's the context is saying, "Oh, okay, we'll just throw that in there." It doesn't seem like it's bringing up the Unity API. Yeah. I don't know what to do here there, folks. In order to get the tile data, I need an iMap, or iTileMap. I can't get the iTileMap if I don't know how to get iTileMap from GGG board. There's nothing that I found here in the listing of websites on how to actually get the iTileMap. Oh boy, I could really use some help on this.
Seems like you also did very also using Reality Map.
Yes, Reality takes us to Shipwreck and it gets us further up the region zone. As to where you could obtain such a weapon or civil political aspect of it, you will have to take it to the actual map on the game. Yes.
I'm almost half inclined on just throwing pausing my map build for now. Start moving on to um,
You'd like to put it to some, say, more like first person view,
just building the AI.
at least to be investigating.
Building the human and then the individual enemies AIs so that I can kind of we can kind of continue on this build because this map is taking forever. I didn't expect to have this much difficulty on doing a procedurally generated map. Um, so, hold on a second, folks. All right. So,
Can't help but that size too low.
Yeah, if you go low, this grass swamp fish, and just glaze.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
She was great before. How's your stomach feeling? Good? Jesse? Huh? Are you close yet? Sean make you feel a whole lot better. I told you what to look for.
Church? No, please.
Got some clean towels on the right, and feel free to open up. We're spraying anti baby on the floor and like hairline and shit. Yo, I got Axe body spray. I got obsessions of men. I got Tommy Hilfiger. Feel free to use any of them you want. Use them all.
Obsessions to follow me to have fun for Christmas.
What? Hey, how do you know Jay must recognize me?
Jesse, to you.
Let's see.
Where did you start, Church?
don't see anything here that will allow me to get the iTileMap itself.
Oh, dude, why'd you? I'm a trucker. Sorry. Your name? From something confidential?
TV. News like that?
It's just, hang on. I got it. Cartoon comic?
Yeah, steady.
Okay.
New TV? Old Charlie's Looney Tunes?
I gotta get rid of that car.
Apologies for the background noise there, folks. There's nothing here that says anything about the iTile maps.
Yeah, I know where this is. Sport, New Jersey. Where's Wicked?
Sitting back, resting. He's famous for doing a nice job. It's enough money if we.
Hey, Tom, me too. Skippy. You gentlemen field-friendly business back in the day. I got another place I want to buy. Magnets! Yeah, that was a good one. So, frankly, I can tell you now, hey, zero confidence in that agreement. None whatsoever. But hey, live and learn. Well, what? Write myself a little insurance policy. Just nothing precautionary. Belt and suspenders. Okay. All right, mind at ease. Keep it quick. Whoa. Greeting, may I suggest you do the same? Rotate. Just like me. Just a smidge. Not crazy. Look, Johnny Law is on his way, as in here, as in now. So farewell, goodbye, regrets, etc., etc.
Yeah, I've seen this one before. Doesn't really lead me anywhere.
Who's got the keys to that car? Keys! Yo, what are you doing? We gotta get this thing out of here. Beth, give me the keys to your Vera. Why? You take my car. I don't even like your car. Jim, Maggie's got
Didn't
plenty of money.
trust that
You can take
particular
her
site.
just leave it here.
There's too much going on there.
Right on. We met. Leave it near the border. Hide it, kind of, but don't hide it so good the cops can't find it. Write it down for the currency and hitchhike back. Do not let nobody see you in that car. You get back to Sierra real
This is the only reference to iTileMap. How do you get this? What am I missing? In order to pass something into a function, you typically need the object in question, such as the tile map, which is an iTile map. How do you get it? Why is it every place that I'm looking for uses said iTile map, but nothing explains how you actually get it to be used?
Alright, come get some.
Oh, it's fine. I'll be open in a second. Hold up. It's fine. Right? Yeah, sweet. How are you feeling this? I'm feeling the shits.
Oh, go away. Oh my gosh. I don't need that video playing. I don't need the it overlapping the text. Page between fewer than 3 tiles or 3 more than 2 tiles on the string habits. Overlap probably.
Jesse? You awake? Jesse? Yeah.
Okay. Nothing there. Okay.
You want a cigarette?
Oh, that video player is going to be super annoying.
I don't know. Maybe take some chance. Take some risks. Have faith. Maybe it's true.
Hmm.
So far, back from the clouds, but only
Here we go.
pieces are here. Barely been touched. Accurate, but it looked like to me. And the ones that I done, wasn't accurate. I'm not putting myself out there as some kind of expert or whatnot. Don't have any intentions to be. It was one afternoon. And guess what? All alone.
Is there any kind of...
Okay? Be careful what you want to put. Other things do want to come into it.
Is there any kind of reply to this?
Very horrible. Not really. Very harsh and blunt somewhat. That's okay with you. It can't be done. So give me a whole weekend. I could, actually. So,
This guy's doing the exact... having the same... seems like this guy's having the same exact problem that I'm having, but...
I tried to come up with a city. And it was a little Windows 3D PowerPoint, black and white. Uncle Jack made you that promise, and he's gonna wanna stick to it. So, good behavior, right? Right? I appreciate you, Jason. That's sure you are.
Uh, not getting anything there.
You do a better job keeping the point in mind, okay? Thanks.
Can't get to areas that I want to get to because I keep on getting this block here. I don't trust a lot of those, you know, hey, we want to allow you to do this and do that. I don't need, you know, the opening of doors there. I just want to look at the information. You can use CAPTCHA if you wanted to verify a human. I don't even know why you'd want to verify that you're a human based off of looking at a particular website, but whatever.
There's no water in there. There used to be water in them, but they took it out a couple years ago because some insurance thing. Okay, so it's not actually that heavy, but traveling my camper with this thing on by myself, way better at going forwards or backwards.
Maybe if I just do a component. I don't know how that would work. Maybe if I do resource tile holder. Maybe component. That would return the iTileMap, maybe? It's not having a problem with that. Interesting. Let's see what happens when we run it. Same kind of problem before. See, this is where I'm kind of confused about this because I thought resource tile holder, which, you know, I have here as a tile map. I thought that was a form of component. So therefore, the key component requires that a requested component iTileMap derives from model behavior or component. See? Inherits from.
Oh shit.
Yeah. We have tile map here, which inherits from grid layout. which inherits from behavior, which inherits from component. Crossing component time that derives from monobehavior or component. What am I missing? I don't know where to go, folks. I need to figure this out, but I don't know what I'm missing.
You want soup? Yeah, any roll chicken star, supreme chicken. What? Jesse? What you doing? Shooting. Who's the thief? Why? Here. Careful. I want a cigarette. The backup and always keep my gun close. So next time you can pull the encyclopedia and go inside the set. Be with me, and Granny will be with me. Most of the time, anyway. Not letting me in books anymore because everything's on the computer. Soon I'll be ready for any books and games. Soon you're ready? No. She was as honest as the day is long. Like George Washington once. But she kind of, she's very funny though. She brought it straight in here to show me. I actually thought everything was there. She looks up. She does look plain English. Makes sense. Very dare. Someplace very easy for that. Further, above there, looks right down the hall. Nothing private. All shut up. Sure you don't want any soup?
What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? I don't know what to do. I'm just trying anything right at this point. Mm-hmm. Alright. So, yeah. Bother. So, okay. I don't know what to do here, folks. I could really use some help on this. I'm trying anything at this point. Just throwing anything out there to see what sticks at this point, because I don't know what else to look for. All my attempts to try to figure out how to actually get iTileMap have failed. And I can't think with this kind of music downstairs. These are noise canceling headsets, by the way, and I'm hearing it plain as day. Okay, guys, this is getting a little too noisy, so I'm gonna shut it down for now. I can't get anywhere with this anyway. If you're seeing this and you know why, come to my Discord. Throw some hints in my Discord on my programming. Um, and, you know, let me know if you know of a way to get past this. So, but for now, I'm going to close everything down. So, have a good night there, folks. Take care. Um, this is too much. So, talk with you all later.